Welcome to Dagon, the demo. An interesting looking visual novel, but it's like realistic and looked interesting. The demo, of course, in the description below if you want to try it yourself, but I don't know, for obvious reasons I'd like to recommend just watching my video for biased reasons, of course. The Dagon face unspeakable horrors, succumb to madness. Welcome to a truly demonic narrative experience inspired by, of course, for those that'd be, that you'd see the name Dagon and you'd think, I wonder if it's H.P. Lovecraft or Cthulhu universe related. Experience the genesis of the Cthulhu mythos and celebrate Howard Phillips Lovecraft's birthday. We'll release Dagon for free August 20th, 2021, precisely 131 years after the master of weird and horror fiction entered the human realm. So yeah, it'll be free when the full game comes out too, but this is just a sampler. And I'd like to thank the developer for informing me about the game. But otherwise, let's see. Thank you for taking the time to check out the demo. Saving is not available, but I should be able to beat in 5 to 10 minutes. The game is in early stages, so problems and yada yada. Not the final. Work in progress. Let's see if I can... Ooh, 240 hertz too. Nice, nice. Hopefully it's a nice smooth experience, both for me and for OBS. And in Tangent, you.
I am writing this under an appreciable mental strain, since by tonight I shall be no more. Penniless, and at the end of my supply of the drug which alone makes life endurable, I can bear the torture no longer, and shall cast myself from this garret window into the squalid street below. Do not think from my slavery to morphine that I am a weakling or a degenerate. When you have read these hastily scrawled pages, you may guess, though never fully realize, why it is that I must have forgetfulness or death. It was in one of the most open and least frequented parts of the broad Pacific that the packet of which I was supercargo fell a victim to the German sea raider.
Not the Germans.
The Great War was then at its very beginning, and the ocean forces of the Hun had not completely sunk to their later degradation. So that our vessel was made a legitimate prize, whilst we of her crew were treated with all the fairness and consideration due us as naval prisoners.
I don't have to even really give much commentary. I don't have to read the lines. It's fantastic.
So liberal, indeed, was the discipline of our captors, that 5 days after we were taken, I managed to escape alone in a small boat with water and provisions for a good length of time. When I finally found myself adrift and free, I had but little idea of my surroundings. Never a competent navigator, I could only guess vaguely by the sun and stars that I was somewhat south of the equator. Of the longitude, I knew nothing, and no island or coastline was in sight. The weather kept fair, and for uncounted days I drifted aimlessly beneath the scorching sun, waiting either for some passing ship or to be cast on the shores of some habitable land. But neither ship nor land appeared, and I began to despair in my solitude upon the heaving vastness of unbroken blue. The change happened whilst I slept. Its details I shall never know, for my slumber, though troubled and dream-infested, was continuous. When at last I awoke, it was to discover myself half sucked into a slimy expanse of hellish black mire, which extended about me in monotonous undulations as far as I could see, and in which my boat lay grounded some distance away. Though one might well imagine that my first sensation would be of wonder at so prodigious and unexpected a transformation of scenery, I was in reality more horrified than astonished. For there was in the air and in the rotting soil a sinister quality which chilled me to the very core. The region was putrid with the carcasses of decaying fish and of other, less describable things which I saw protruding from the nasty mud of the unending plain. Perhaps I should not hope to convey in mere words the unutterable hideousness that can dwell in absolute silence and barren immensity. There was nothing within hearing and nothing in sight save a vast reach of black slime. Yet the very completeness of the stillness and the homogeneity of the landscape oppressed me with a nauseating fear. The sun was blazing down from a sky which seemed to me almost black in its cloudless cruelty, as though reflecting the inky marsh beneath my feet. As I crawled into the stranded boat, I realized that only one theory could explain my position. Through some unprecedented volcanic upheaval, a portion of the ocean floor must have been thrown to the surface, exposing regions for which innumerable millions of years had lain hidden under unfathomable watery depths. So great was the extent of the new land which had risen beneath me, that I could not detect the faintest noise of the surging ocean, straining my ears as I might. Nor were there any seafowl to prey upon the dead things. For several hours I sat thinking or brooding in the boat, which lay upon its side and afforded a slight shade as the sun moved across the heavens. As the day progressed, the ground lost some of its stickiness and seemed likely to dry sufficiently for traveling purposes in a short time. That night I slept but little, and the next day I made for myself a pack containing food and water, preparatory to an overland journey in search of the vanished sea and possible rescue.
Just feels like I don't have much to really say. I'm just like letting the game go as is, but it feels like I'm just one of those cringe TikTok videos where it's like a person showing something and you just have that annoying looking kind of douchebag staring off going, yeah. It's like, I fucking hate that. I'd never want to watch TikTok videos. Just running into that kind of cringe. People should know what I'm talking about. I mean, PewDiePie makes fun of it too. Just like, you know, you have the one video that's actually showing something, and you have to have these fucking douchebags that just sit there and stare at their phone and add nothing to it. They just shove their fucking ugly ass mug on it and then just upload it. I hate it. I absolutely goddamn hate it. But it feels like that's what's happening right now. So you know how I'm going to repel that so I don't feel so horrified or feel so disgusted with myself? I'll probably just disable I'll disable my webcam whenever I'm not really saying anything, because I don't need to shove my ugly fucking mug when I'm not doing anything with it. There's nothing for me to react with. So I'm just going to go with the story as is. I just wanted to tell people my thoughts, though.
On the third morning, I found the soil dry enough to walk upon with ease. The odor of the fish was maddening, but I was too much concerned with graver things to mind so slight an evil, and set out boldly for an unknown goal.
Well, thank you for playing the demo. If you'd like to learn what the Eldritch Horror drove our protagonist to the depths of madness, wishlist the game and await the full release. We'd also love to hear your feedback, so head to the Steam forums and drop us a line or two after wishlisting it, as it will help us improve the final game. I don't know, my only thing would be to include more things to look at, like in all the surroundings. Like, let's say when the table was there and the pen and paper, when he's at the desk by the window, have things that the guy can interact with and give context or to describe or examine things, even though it would possibly be for no reason, but adding small little details so at least each area, like if it's a visual novel, let's say each scene isn't so barren wherein there's only one choice and it's sort of a linear experience. Giving the illusion of it not being linear might maybe be a better thing, because otherwise it's just sort of a thing with no replayability, but I'm sure it's not. I'm sure the developer's not aiming for replayability, but at the very least things to examine or perhaps directions to go in the scenes. Like, say, that whole room we're in, what if I wanted to see what's behind me? Maybe there's a portrait, or maybe there's interesting knickknacks, maybe there's interesting items to examine, or to let the character project his stance on something so we can learn more about the character through his thoughts when analyzing certain things. Just to put that sort of in the game, so it's not just here's a scene, he says something, you click where the circle is, and there's only one circle, and then we move to the next scene where he explains things further and pushes the plot forward. Having things to examine that don't relate to the main trajectory, maybe it'd be interesting. It would also, of course, add to the game and add for, I don't know, the length of the game, among other things, I don't know. But either way, that'd be my only thing. Because otherwise, I wasn't even really able to say much. It was just, I didn't have to narrate it, because there's obviously voice acting, so I didn't need to do anything. It was just a very straightforward ride. I don't know, but I hope you enjoyed it. If for those that enjoy the Cthulhu universe, how did you feel about it? Did you enjoy the atmosphere? Did you enjoy the setting, the ambience, and whatnot? Let me know your thoughts down below. But if you enjoyed, please leave a like, comment, hit the subscribe button, become a full subscriber, hit the notification down below for updates on my videos. Thank you for watching, and until the next time.